It's my favorite time of day, bedtime. So my first step is obviously washing my face. I always put my hair up with a scrunchie or a clip because I think a hair tie really rips out your hair. I'm trying to keep these blonde locks long. So one of my facialists told me that you shouldn't get your face wet before you wash it. You should just put the soap right on your face. So I always do that. The face wash that I'm using right now, it's by STURM, and it's just her regular cleanser. And I like it because it's really light and gentle and it works anywhere I'm traveling. But I have a little bit of a tip. So sometimes I get like a little bit of a breakout right around my face, but I don't like to put active face wash on my whole face so it can be too drying. So in just the area where I tend to sometimes get a little bit of a breakout, I'll add a little bit of salicylic acid, like this, and then just add this in this area here. So it's not too harsh on all my skin, especially like around my nose. I tend to get a little red there sometimes, so I don't want to put anything harsh there. And then supposedly I've heard that the trick is to let it sit for a little bit. Not that long, but like I'll leave it for like 20 seconds or 30 seconds just so it can soak in before I wash my face off completely. Okay, next I actually use micellar water, and I like to take off my makeup first with a little bit of cleanser and then use this afterwards because sink water can be so drying for your skin. And I feel like if I kind of like wipe my face with a little bit of micellar water, it just makes it like completely softer to begin with. So I don't know if I'm doing things right, but it's working for me. And I just kind of wipe it over my whole face before I put on any serums or anything, any creams, just to kind of, obviously on my neck too. So I never do the exact same routine every day. I really have a lot of products I love, so I alternate, probably I have about like 3 routines I'm doing right now, and I kind of switch like every 3 days or so. So today for serum, I'm going to use BIOLOGIQUE's amniotique. I'm really butchering the words, but it's really moisturizing, but it's light. It doesn't I don't like a serum that's too thick, or because I like to put sometimes multiple serums and a cream, and when you have too many layers, it can get a little crazy. So this is a really thin, it almost feels like water. And I just press it into my skin. Now I feel like it gets in there further if I do that. You can also use cotton pads too, but honestly, this stuff is really expensive, so I don't really want it to soak into the cotton pad. Seems like a waste of money. I'm gonna put a few drops of another serum that I really love it's a little bit more of a consistency, but still pretty light. It's STURM's Super Anti-Aging Serum. She has a lot of serums that I love, so I kind of alternate between them. But today, I had a stressful fashion week, so anti-aging sounds kind of like the right direction I need to be going in. Again, I just press it in. A little bit of force. Anything left over that I have on my hands, like right now, I always rub into my hands, and if I do, I'll put a little bit on my neck. But the back of your hands is something that I keep trying to tell myself I need to take better care of. So I was on a date with a guy once, and he was telling me about this girl, and she was so beautiful and this and that, and he was and then he looked at her hands, and her hands were 30 years older than her face, and he was I was so confused, and it freaked me out. So now I'm really scared of my hands. So he's probably also a douche, clearly. So I recently discovered 2 new skincare brands that I'm obsessed with. I found them through my friend who's a surgeon, but she also owns a spa and is a dermatologist and everything. One of the brands is called ALASTIN, and the other one is called Sente. And I just wanted to show them because I feel like a lot of people don't know about these brands, but they've really been incredible for my skin. And they're very much science-based lines. I used this one yesterday. This one I don't use as often because it does have a very tiny bit of retinol in it. This one is ALASTIN's Restorative Skin Complex, and I honestly don't really know what it does, but since I've been using these 2 new brands, my skin has been better than it's ever been, and people have been telling me all week, your skin is so great, what are you doing? And I was I'm using these 2 new lines, and I think it's making a difference, so just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm just gonna lightly pat this on my skin. So I guess this is technically my 3rd layer of the night, or 4th if you're counting the micellar water, but everything has been a pretty thin consistency. And then last, I put on a face cream, and there's one that I have a few that I like, but the one that I really love right now, it's BIOLOGIQUE's, I'm gonna butcher the name, EMULSION ORIGINELLE REGENERANTE. I put a couple pumps in my hand, And then a little trick that I do every night. I live in California, so I'll tan my body. I get spray tans. I don't ever tan my face in the sun, and even if I get a spray tan, I don't get a spray tan on my face because I feel like it gives you a brown mustache and all this. So I end up with what I call white face, brown body. And a little way to help that is I add a couple drops of this Clarins face bronzer to my lotion at night. And it keeps my skin having just like a teeny bit of a like sun-kissed glow. I don't have to worry about putting my face in the sun. And this is the best stuff I found for your face because it's not another layer I'm adding. It mixes into any of your own lotion. And then just to be safe at the end, I take a tissue or a cotton pad and I wipe off my eyebrows because I don't want those to get dyed. And then just a little bit on the side of my nose here, and I just pat like above my lip. But I'm putting so little that I promise you, you're barely gonna see it. You're just gonna wake up feeling like maybe you laid in the sun the day before for 15 minutes. I thought I was on my last step, but I forgot a very important part, your neck, and also this area. So I have a special cream that I've been using for it. It's by ALASTIN, Restorative Neck Complex. And you never wanna forget about your neck. You know, sometimes it's easy to do, but you can really tell age by your neck, so it's just as important as your face. So I like to have a special product for it. The last thing I do before I go to bed is I brush my hair. I hate waking up with tangled hair in the morning. I really think this helps. They say it's good to kind of like brush the oils through your hair. Ready for bed.